Hello, hello, hello. We are here today.
But are we really here?
No, no.
Existential theory. Are
Mm-hmm.
we really here? Do we really exist, or are we just the dreams of the god?
Oh, jeez. God. So, um, what was it? Thursday. That wonderful live stream that didn't want to cooperate with us.
Yeah, but did we have fun? Because
Yes,
we
we
did.
did. You had me running up and down stairs. Like,
Yep, we did.
I don't run, and you had me booking it. You should get an award for making me exercise.
The most
So,
exercise I've had in a while.
oh my god, you're not kidding. I got some I got a little bit of winter weight to get off. Just a little bit.
I hear you.
So, last week's was it last week's Spirit Talk that got canceled?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So, I believe we were going to go over the Conjuring stuff, but
Yeah, there's a new movie.
I know I haven't seen it yet, so don't say anything.
I haven't watched it yet either.
Oh, we are having a Conjuring weekend. We'll watch all
Okie
of them
dokie.
from start to finish. What was that one? The Warrens were in it, but the Warrens I think are in almost all of the Conjuring movies, right? I think.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. So it's the one where the Warrens. It's about the daughter. The
Oh,
Warrens run away.
no, that was Annabelle Comes Home.
Annabelle comes home. There you go. And so that one was wicked good to me. I don't know why. I think it was, because like the Conjuring series, like they drum up a lot of, you know, uh, drama through the whole movies.
Right.
And so, but some of them really follow that kind of like, the mode that movies, the montage that movies go through, where it's like done over and over again. And so some of the Conjuring movies, they do that. But I noticed that Annabelle Comes Home, it went into some things that, like, even I stopped and was like, okay, no, that's original. That closet scene, that was cool. That was
Where
definitely
she
cool.
was walking through the corpses.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I think there was, like, what, a little lantern in there and
Oh,
some.
all right, hold. So, spoilers. Spoiler alert. If you've never seen the movie, you don't want to listen to us. Okay, I'm done. Continue.
And so,
But yeah.
yeah, so like, I absolutely loved that movie. I also loved the one that they did when they were in England. Um, oh
The
God,
second one?
yeah, yeah, and it was about that family and that daughter was possessed, and it was that like weird. I think they called it Valak demon,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and they they touched base on so many things, and what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to like the Conjuring movies is a lot of people think that they are 100% fake, and although a majority of those movies are very dramatized,
It's
um
movie magic. It's a lot of movie magic, but
yeah,
like
the
what we're
backstory.
trying yep, what we're trying to say is that the story is real and that these things can in fact get that violent,
Yep, yep,
even though it's not movie magic violence. It's
exactly. And like that's the one thing that a lot of people they don't understand. They see a lot of these, dramatized movies, and
yep.
they're like, "Oh, that's just fake." That's not real. And it's like, no, there is some of it that's real. Like like some of the movies are actually um, based around some of the Warrens cases. The Annabelle was one. Um,
Hmm.
the what Annabelle was one that was a real case. The one in England. A lot of people think that the Warrens had a lot of, and this is where Hollywood actually over dramatized it for everybody to see. The Warrens weren't as into or had their hands in on the England one. I think that was the Conjuring 2.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they did participate, but it was not to the extreme that you see in the movie. They went in, they saw, they said, okay, X, Y, and Z, and then they left. So they didn't actually stay for the whole thing. And the other thing too is that Demon Valak um, wasn't actually in the case at all. I believe that particular case was all about the possession.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I feel like they cross over their cases, but
Oh yeah. But you know what? That makes for good movie magic. Like that
it
makes you know.
yeah, it does. And
Well, Amityville. Like look at Amityville for example. That's definitely that was a Warren case, and they were heavily active in that one. It was something.
right.
I think that actually Amityville was the one that really got the Warrens, known. Um, and I have a lot of respect for Ed and
That's
Lorraine
what they
Warren.
didn't want to be known for though,
Yes, exactly.
because it already had so much hype and
And a stigma behind
truth
it.
a stigma and truth versus,
Yeah,
falsehoods and
yeah,
junk like that.
yeah,
So that was something they didn't want to be so tied to.
yeah. No,
But I
and that's right. And they didn't. They didn't. They did not. There was an interview with Ed and Lorraine Warren one time, and they're like, they did say that they're like, this is not what we're in this for. We're in this to help people. And I have a lot of respect for Ed and Lorraine Warren, for who they are and what they did for people. And they definitely were, like, in my opinion, they were genuine people. And they really did try to help everybody that they could. And
I bobbed back and forth for a while because I heard differing things about them. Um, Basically because they were very it seemed like they were let's I'm trying to figure out the word, but like they were media mongers.
oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that they wanted the media, and that's actually that proved to be false.
actually it was true, and it was for a good reason. Because I watched a video of
Oh,
Ed and Lorraine Warren,
is it the
and
one
it's
that
because they wanted to be in the media because it brought attention to all of this.
I
And they
yeah,
figured no media, no news is bad news.
yeah,
Like, and it would get them the proper attention, and they could, whether you believed it or not, they were sitting up there and they were saying, this is real. This is what we do. You believe it, go ahead and believe it. You're a step up on the whole situation.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, if you don't believe it, well then, so you wasted some time listening to us. Big deal.
exactly. And I remember now that I actually think about it, they used the media one time as a way to get the church to step up.
Yes.
Because there was this incident where, and it's actually not not a part of any of the Conjuring movies. Um, it's
Nope.
it's a very well known case. It's just not one of the Conjuring movies. So this family was having a hard time, and I mean hard. Like they were experiencing probably some of the most horrific hauntings that I personally have ever heard of. It was like Amityville horror kind of stuff. And
Right.
the church didn't want to help. The church didn't want to help. Ed and Lorraine Warren came in. They did their investigation. They tried to get the church to help. The church kept saying no. So they turned around and they said, you know what? We're going to use the media to our advantage here. And so you're right. That's exactly what they did. They used it to get the church to step in on that particular case.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
and they work with the church quite frequently.
They're not like they were never involved in the church, but like they
No.
had the extensions thereof. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So they weren't. So the Conjuring movies, when you look at them, you would think that they're like a reflection of, not a reflection, but they're property of the Catholic Church, and that's actually not true. They don't.
Nope.
They were Catholic. Don't get me wrong, they were Catholic, but they did not. The church did not have as much involvement with them as the movies are making you believe. Um,
No, like I've watched videos and Ed and Lorraine Warren, they actually said that they have had trouble, so much trouble in the past, getting the Catholic Church to step up and do things for those cases.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you're right. Yeah, that's exactly what
For
they did.
so many and my thought about that is, well, okay, so the Vatican has this school where they, train they supposedly train the the exorcists and the priests that are going to be like in the thick of things and yada yada yada. Well, okay, but you're training these people. Why aren't you doing anything about things that go on when people come to you about these
and
things?
and that was probably one of the biggest problems with the church, especially when it came to them,
Right.
because they're sitting here trying to help people. And another thing that some people don't know, Ed and Lorraine Warren never got paid for what they did,
Nope.
and so there have been people that are like, oh well, they were taking money off the top. They were using this to get what they want so that they can get a truckload of money, and they're using the Catholic Church to their advantage to get that money. And it's like, no, they didn't take any money from anybody. It was strictly, what's the word I'm looking for, it was a free service. It was almost like a community service. So trying to figure out why my stuff is frying itself over here. Oh, that would be why. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to plug the fan in. So, but yeah, no, it's a very what is it, a misnomer?
I guess that's the right word, I think.
Yeah, and it was sad. It really is. It's sad that they were, you know, in my eyes, they were genuine good people, that had a lot of terrible things happen to them. Um, and the Conjuring movies do show some of that, but what they don't show is the backlash that they got, from a lot of different media outlets, whether it be, I think they went on a talk show in the 70s,
Sally
and
Jesse.
yeah, and that nasty to them, completely nasty to them. So I was even like I looked it up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I looked it up to watch it for myself, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what is these people's problem? What it's like, what in their head is snapping that they think that they can treat someone like that? You know what I mean? Like, how how does that flip happen? That you think that, oh, they're just a bunch of phonies and liars, and it's like, but what gives you the right to bash them on live TV? I don't know. That's just me.
Just
Yeah. So like, oh, so before we keep going with the Conjuring,
oh,
um, so I wanted to go over Thursday night's kind of shenanigans.
oh God.
So we picked up, we picked up a lot more than what I was originally thinking that we were gonna. Um, we had the spirit talker, we had the spirit box out. The spirit box, we did have a couple of things try to come through, but it was very,
Garbled.
yeah, you couldn't understand what it was saying. But the spirit talker, on the other hand, we got a couple of names. We got, I think, Sarah, Hazel. Um,
Those were the two prominent ones.
yeah, and it said Hazel twice.
Yep.
And we tried asking it specific questions, and really, what got me? Okay,
When it said stay.
yeah, it was that one, and when we said, "Are you looking for someone?" and then it said Sarah.
Yep.
That was like, okay, because like, how I am with those like paranormal apps. I'm like, no, like, I just,
Yeah.
I don't see personally how it can work. But then when we asked it a direct question and said, are you waiting for someone or are you looking for someone, and then it said Sarah, and I'm like, okay, this is getting a little interesting. So um I guess we can tell everybody tonight that we are going to be going back,
Yes.
Tuesday night. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. So we're going to
Yeah.
be going back Tuesday to do another another investigation, because
Another sweep, hopefully, now that everything is working properly.
yeah, and that's something that I was just so upset about.
And
Um,
then the other thing that was proof positive was the EMF reader in the middle of the
Middle of the
room.
room.
And it
Yep,
was not reacting to like power boxes or wiring. It was just out in the middle of the room open.
yep. And I remember too, um, we swept that area with the EMF detector.
Oh yeah, all along the walls and the ceiling, and
Yep.
we weren't getting like huge responses like you normally would. And
No.
then we stood in the center of the room, and then all of a sudden,
Boom. Yep.
yep,
That reminds me of, we never got to do it, me, you, and
Avalon.
Avalon, but that reminds me of that EMF spike in the Clinton Tunnel, which
Hmm.
we still need to go back to.
In the where?
Clinton Tunnel. That might be something that we could potentially do
Yeah.
another live stream in, because I got some feedback from some friends, and
Okay.
they really enjoyed it. They enjoyed the live stream doing the investigation, and so I'm starting to think and wonder if, while we're waiting for the episodes of ADFP to come out,
Yeah.
maybe we can do a couple of live streams a month, or
Oh,
maybe.
Do you mean in the train tunnel?
No, not just the train tunnel. Um, what I'm thinking is maybe we can, if we can get more families that need help.
Oh, in houses, like,
Yeah,
okay.
or we can do abandoned places as well. But I'm starting to wonder if maybe we should do like one or two live investigations a month because that might actually help bring
I think so.
some people in. Make it a little interesting so that it's not just,
Yes.
spirit talk.
And it's
Because,
raining.
is it?
It is new.
Gross. That's usually when I say, okay, I don't need to be outside anymore.
But the sun is still out.
It's nothing but clouds over here. You're 2 towns away from me. How is it that the weather there is a little different than the weather here?
Just the positioning of the sun. The clouds are like rolling in big time though.
Are they?
Yeah.
See, I can't. I don't have a very good view of the outside from the room that I'm in.
It's like down in the south, like toward the south area.
I gotta change this light. This thing is like blinding me right in the face. There we go. That's a lot better. Um. Yeah. So okay. So back to the thing. So yeah. So I would definitely love to do more than more live streams like that because I really think that that was actually pretty cool. And the fact that we got a response on it and that people said that they were enjoying it like that just by itself is enough for me, to want to do more. And now that I have the iPad thing kind of figured out, I want to do another live stream with that because I want to make sure that the iPad is definitely going to work. And if it doesn't, I think I'm going to have to actually go and buy a mobile hotspot that is specifically just that. It's just a mobile hotspot device.
Right.
So we'll see what time will tell.
Well,
I
I'm wondering if, like, depending upon where we are, that connection will be terrible necessarily in certain places. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I thought of that too. And
your other half said that connection is terrible where we were in the house. So,
yeah, no, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. What's really odd though is my phone pretty much had full bars the entire time, even when we were in the basement.
well, there was a lot we were trying to connect and make hook up, all at once.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely, and it didn't like it. Hang on a second, I'm trying to get this thing to focus on my face. Oh, there we go. Hi. Okay. So yeah, no, we were. There was a lot that we were trying to connect to, and we had the GoPro. We had the GoPro going. We had my phone. We had the iPad. I think that was it. That was connected into the internet. Yeah, but that I'm saying especially when you're streaming and you're uploading to to a live stream service like that takes a lot on any device. It doesn't matter. Like even with me doing it right now on my computer, I had to get direct connected to the internet to make sure that when I'm doing Spirit Talk that I have a fully stable connection. That and I like to hog all the bandwidth. So
Well, with what you do, can you really put any blame on that?
no, no, but I piss everybody else off in the house.
Wow.
It's like no, you can't. That's my internet. You can't have it.
Oh, please.
I do not share the internet well. I do not.
Eh,
So Yeah, so the investigation that we did on Thursday night, like that literally until the the equipment started malfunctioning,
Yeah.
it was very fun. It was enjoyable. I felt so relaxed doing it,
Yeah. It
and
wasn't
it wasn't like a high pressure thing,
no, and what we've gathered so far is basically just that yeah,
There's something there.
there's definitely activity there,
Yeah.
but it's not harmful at all.
No, no. Because if it was harmful, it would make itself a little more known. Um, let me
Hmm.
let me say this. I'm gonna reverse. Most
Yep.
of the time, if it's harmful, it's gonna make itself known. And I say most of the time because you and I know that there are extreme circumstances once in a while
Hmm.
where something malicious can't hide.
Oh
But
yeah.
in this scenario and in this live stream that we did, it was definitely it's not malicious.
No, it was very communicative.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't mind showing us it was there,
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
and
yeah.
not in the least. And
And that I'm saying it speaks volumes, because
mhm.
the client they so I guess like we'll give kind of like a different example. So normally when we go into um any of like the abandoned buildings, like when we're shooting an actual ADFP episode, we go
Right.
into these places without any information on the paranormal stuff, and that's so that we can have genuine reactions to things. Well,
Most we do is we try to scope it out and make sure it's going to be safe to
safe.
get in and out.
Yeah, safe. So, yeah, and we might look into like the background of the property or building, but that's the history, not the paranormal history of it. And so, with houses though, when it's a private home, and we have a client come to us and say, we need your help. Um, we can't generally go in with no information. We have to go in so that we have
Yes.
notes to compare it to, so that we get a generalized idea of, hey, give us the breakdown of what you're seeing, and like we don't go into specifics with them, um, but we do get at least a basic rundown of it.
And it was kind of funny because the client,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, client, I guess,
Yeah.
it came to us and said a specific area. And we didn't get too much in that
No,
area.
we didn't. We didn't, and that was one of the things that I did want to say as a first impression. You know, we started in the basement and then kind of sort of worked our way up to the living room. But when we in the living room, and Mike was up in the living room for a while, Avalon was in the living room for a while.
Yep.
No one had any experiences in the living room, but in the
Nope.
bathroom and down in the basement is where the majority of our hits were, which is just it's that was unexpected, because when we originally set up everything, we set
Right.
up to kind of meet back in the living room to finish off our investigation.
Well,
So,
the living room was kind of like home base
yeah,
because like nothing happened in the living room
no. And it's
except
like,
for Ellie being a booger, but
yeah, she's sitting,
Miss Scooby Doo.
yeah, she's sitting over there in the corner. She likes to sit and listen to me do spirit talk. So, but yeah, no, like I thought that we were eventually going to, because I didn't think we were going to get anything in the basement. And I think you thought
We got
the
a
same
we
thing.
got a lot in the basement.
Yeah.
Well, you think the basement, it's oh my God, the basement,
Yeah.
like
None of us thought that we were going to get anything
it's
down there.
it seemed cliche to be down in the basement with
Yeah.
with the spirit box,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. But
And
did we get a
no.
wow? That
Yeah,
was like I really was genuinely surprised that we got hits in the basement the way that we did. And there was that
it
one
was
point,
so active in the basement,
very
like
active,
communicative,
very active.
communication wise.
Yeah. And I was definitely shocked. I was like, wow, I'm like, we were told that, most of the situations happened on the main level. And then one in that bathroom in the hallway, but the bedrooms and the basement, we were told by the client was,
Yeah.
those weren't the areas that they had issues in, and we didn't really get anything in that because eventually we were splitting up. So one a team went downstairs, which is you and me. Avalon went up to the bathroom,
The bathroom.
and then we were all going to meet down into the living room to conclude our investigation because that's where we thought that the activity was. And so,
I gotta say that like the words I have a problem were misleading because it didn't feel like a problem.
no,
I feel like there was certainly
it wasn't so much.
spiritual action, but that I didn't see a problem. I
Mm-mm.
didn't feel a problem.
No, so the client didn't say that there was a problem. Um, well, not this specific client.
Oh, okay.
We have another possible lead that.
No, but I mean the house we were just in.
Yeah, no, no, no. So she didn't say that it was a problem. It was just one of those things where she wanted verification on it, so that she could have, that peace of mind of knowing, okay, I'm not going crazy.
It was very much like more residual than anything.
It was very residual,
There
but
wasn't a there wasn't a whole lot of like super active activity.
and that in and of itself, like it really makes me stop and think, like what is going on there, because the sound when we were speaking to the client, it
Right.
sounded as if it was a stereotypical haunting, where it was leftover residual energy.
Right.
But what we captured while we were there and the first impressions that I myself got, I think there's a little more to that story than just a classic haunting. I think that there is something there that has a presence, knows what it is, what it's doing,
Yeah,
whereas a ghost doesn't. So I think that there may be a spirit or two in that house. And
probably.
I'm
Um,
very, very into getting back there and seeing, if we can find some more stuff, because until the camera started malfunctioning, like we were
yep.
on a roll. Like if we had stayed there for at least another hour or so, I know that we would have gotten a lot more.
Well, we'll have to get out there earlier next time and
Yeah. Well,
start setting up earlier.
yeah, yeah. That's
And
actually what
then
I was gonna say, because I think we
and
had to
then
wait.
maybe like call in dinner and sit and eat and then start things once sundown happens.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I had someone ask me one day, speaking of once sunlight, goes away. Um, they're like, why are our spirits and ghosts so active at night? And I'm like, they're
Because the
active.
energy is different.
Yeah, well, not just that though. It's like they're active all the time. It's just at night you get a different sense, a different feeling.
Hmm.
For whatever reason, us as people, we fear the night. We fear the darkness. We fear, what we can't see in the darkness. And spirits become a little more active at night especially if
Agreed.
it's ghost, is because of that fear. That energy that you're putting off. You know what you're doing. You're lighting a beacon and you're saying, "Hey, I'm here."
Well, and that's not just that, but some individuals don't blend into the backdrop of the universe like they should. Some are gifted and they shine like a beacon and
Yeah,
spirits are attracted.
yeah, yeah. I have a friend that's like that. She's not a pagan or anything like that. Um, and
You don't have to be a
and
pagan,
no, you don't, you don't. And
but if the
she,
gift is there,
hmm
it's there. And if you deny it, you're gonna have problems.
she's been afraid of it most of her life, and I've had to tell her, you don't be afraid of it, because when you're afraid of it, that's when you're gonna start getting the bad things coming in. You gotta open your gift up and you gotta let it out. It's not something that you can lock into a box and just be like, okay, I put it on a shelf and walk away. Like, it's not how
Don't
this
work that
works.
way.
Yeah, no. So that's a whole nother list of shenanigans. But as far
Yeah.
as that, we're definitely going to be doing another visit to that house on
Sure.
Tuesday. So I'm hoping. So what we'll probably wind up doing is it'll also be at um, whoops,
We can do that.
yeah,
But like I said, what we should do is we should get out there fairly early
yeah. No, we'll
in
probably get out there for
comparison.
5:30 this
You
time
know,
around.
set stuff up, maybe order some food in. I don't know what's around there. I didn't really get to pay too much attention.
I know
But
what's around there. Yeah, I know what's there. But I
and
think we're gonna need a static camera downstairs in the basement, because the a lot of the activity centered around there. For whatever reason, it was really active in the basement.
mhm,
So we're gonna need to set up a static camera down there so that we can start getting, if we're not down there, we can still have eyes, so to speak, getting information and recording, video that of things that we,
definitely.
would have missed. Like I haven't even, I have the card here for, because I had the static camera um, on Thursday, was actually upstairs facing that hallway where
I don't feel
the
like I don't feel like we got much of anything on on the second floor.
no, I know Avalon felt some stuff, but that was about
Mm-mm.
it. Um,
There was a little bit of EMF action, but other than that, no.
yeah, no. Um, but that, yeah, no. So I think this time around we should definitely set up the static camera down in the basement. I am gonna go through the footage that I got on the static camera that was facing the hallway in the bathroom. I still
Okay.
have yet to go through that, but I am actually kind of intrigued to see if it caught anything that, you know, maybe we didn't see, or maybe we can. What I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna compare the live footage to the timestamp,
Hmm.
because I know sometimes like we could ask a question and maybe
Something
the
will react
static,
elsewhere.
yeah, and maybe the static camera caught it. So I'm gonna try to match up the timestamps to see if we can see if I can, see anything or hear anything or
For sure.
throw anything. And so
The the other thing I did notice is that the client said something about an orb in the hallway, right?
um yes and no. um they I think they saw stuff in the hallway, and it was coming out of the bathroom. And I don't know if it was orbs or if it was like a full body apparition. It may have been orbs.
I just wanted you said something about they said orbs, but my thought on that is also the positioning of the mirrors in the bathroom.
I thought that too.
Yeah.
I thought that too.
So, because we didn't get crapola in the bathroom, to be honest. Like,
So we'll have to
who
bring.
likes sit? I mean, like, who likes sitting in the bathroom with the door closed and the lights off? I mean,
I know, right?
but
Well, you know what we could do is, because now I'm gonna make a note of that. What we should do is we should bring a flashlight up there,
mm-hmm.
shine it, and
Yep.
test the theory to see if anything is making a reflection.
There are a lot of decorative mirrors in
Yeah,
that bathroom.
there are. And some of them are facing each other. And you know what they say
Mm-hmm.
about mirrors that face each other. So we're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to have a couple of static cameras going. We're gonna have to have a couple. There's we can't get away with just two. We're gonna have to have like two,
Mm-hmm.
three going, 3 or 4.
Do
So
you have enough for that?
I have 3 cameras in total,
Yeah.
plus my phone, which, as you know, can luckily
Right.
shoot in high quality.
Yep.
I have to get another GoPro. That's my mission right now, is to get us another GoPro, because
I,
they're really nifty little cameras. Really nifty
when
little cameras.
when you get them working.
Yeah. So when
Hate to be the bitch to say it, but we had that problem.
oh my god. Oh. Oof. But that wasn't so much the GoPro. It was Verizon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't the
Did you
GoPro.
talk to them, by the way?
I did, and I yelled at them.
What What'd they say?
I told them this. I didn't let them say anything. I told them, I'm like, this is what you're going to do for me. I'm like, I pay for this and I expect to have it. And I did not have it on Thursday. And so
Right.
not only are you going to give me a credit, but you're also going to back pay for the time that I lost. So, yeah, they were not very happy after I got done with them.
So it was their screw up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was them. I knew it was
Good.
them. As soon as
And
I
at first.
saw that we were having internet issues, I was like,
Uh-uh.
yeah, no, no, this isn't the GoPro. This is Verizon. This is
Mm-hmm.
Verizon. So luckily it wasn't the camera, which
Oh,
was
good.
which was a fear of, I think, all of us, because
Mm-hmm.
we had some of those issues in the beginning, remember?
Yep.
Where the original GoPro that we got, we weren't sure was going to be, we were sure that it was going to be the right fit, and then it turned out not to be the right fit, and then that shenanigan was
Right.
just horrible to deal with, but it got done. I think what I'm going to wind up doing is buying one of just the regular GoPros. It's not the one that does,
The streaming. Or whatever it was.
yeah. Yeah, it probably is actually going to be another one of the one that I have now.
Oh,
Um, just to, you know, streamline things a little bit, make it a little bit easier.
makes sense.
But, at some point we're probably going to need like four of those, four of those little GoPros to put in different areas. So, and they're powerful little cameras. Like, I was shocked at how well that camera did. Because I did go back on Twitch and I looked at some of the footage. I didn't look at all of it. But,
Was that the one with the stabilizer
mm-hmm,
that you had me carrying around?
mm-hmm. Oh, no, 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 no. So, it was the little one that had just the one-handed stabilizer.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one that I think you had was the Nikon, which
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah, you had the Nikon. So, yeah, so you had the little one at first. and then we swapped over, and you took the Nikon and I took the GoPro, and then at some
Yep.
point we swapped over again. There's a lot of swapping going on.
There totally is. Oh, baby.
Oh, geez, no. Yes, maybe. So, um, so yeah, so we're gonna need more cameras. We're gonna need more cameras. We don't have enough cameras. That's I never thought in my dreams, in my wildest dreams, I would never thought,
That you own so many cameras.
yeah. You know,
At least you figured them out. Like, I couldn't figure them out. Like, I could barely turn darn things on. Not gonna lie.
yeah, my I love my cameras.
I've
You
got to
know,
go to
like
college just to learn how to turn on the damn camera.
that's what I did.
Right.
People ask, how do you know how to do this? How do you do this? How do you
No,
do that?
I took some college for this crap.
Let me tell you, you gotta go to the school, and you gotta pay an absorbent amount of money to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to push this button.
And push the button. This is how you turn this on. Let's try that first.
Yeah, let's start with turning the camera on. How do you do that? I don't know. Like my the camera, because I've had a few people that have seen the studio, and the few people that have seen it, they look at it and they're like, that is intimidating. How do you do that? And I'm like, to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you.
With our thumbs up our butts. That's how.
I just started plugging things in and wished for the best.
And then we called tech support and said, "Hey man,
Something's
gonna
not
need
working.
some help over here."
Is this supposed to be on fire?
Right.
Because that's literally what it was. Like, and it took a while. It took a while. I think you were one of the people that said, "How the heck did you do this?" Because yeah, it was one of you. It was you. I
Hmm.
remember you looking at it, and you weren't intimidated by the setup, but you looked at the camera, and you're like, "How did you do point A to point B?" And I'm like, let's look over here.
Right. Because you didn't know.
So
Luck. Sheer dumb luck.
sheer luck. So it was it's been a learning curve. It's definitely been a
Yep.
learning curve because I woke up one day and I said, enough is enough. I've seen too many of these ghost shows and I hate how they're run and operated, um and then things just kind of blossomed and took a lot of time to learn, to research, to get everything acquired,
See,
situated.
my problem with the ghost shows is let's go in and rile up this stuff
Yeah, and like,
and let's piss it off
yep,
and then let's leave.
exactly. And it's like, how we did it is we went in and we're like, we would like to give you a voice. Would you like to communicate with us? Would you like to do X, Y, and Z? That's not riling it up. That's saying, hey, we are here to help you.
Yep.
Hey, we are here to listen to you. That is how you're supposed to go in on these things. Once you go in and you start pissing things off, the only thing you're going to get is a whooping.
Negative back. Yep.
Exactly. And it's like, that's what I love about me, you, and Avalon, is all three of us, we are very much, um, for the spirits. Like, yeah, we're going in to technically debunk things, but we also are pagans, and you, me, and her do not push that aside.
Mm.
We do look at things a little more scientifically because, that's the whole basis of the show, but, we still have respect. Even
Well,
even if we're not sure or confident that, even if we're a little bit sure saying that, oh yeah, this place isn't haunted, we're still going to go in there respectfully.
Yeah.
Whether there's a spirit there or not, we're still going to go in respectively, because if you want good solid answers,
Hmm.
you need to have good solid questions.
For sure. And not that it, might matter too much, but Tanya's got her human service, Avalon's got her human services degree. And, that took psychology, so we got some parapsychology going on here.
And I did too. all
Yep.
all three of us have a background in the human service field, which is a huge help. It really is. No, it definitely is a huge help, because for us, like, just because, like, so when we go into a client's home or we go into any place, our mode of thinking is to try to explain things with natural occurrences.
Right.
Um, and what some people seem to lose sight of is they say, well, aren't you pagan? Yeah, but I also, just because I believe in spirit doesn't mean that every single property that people say is haunted is haunted. There's a science to it. There's a science on figuring out how to do X, Y, and Z. There's a science to find out what's real and what isn't real. And until you do those, steps,
Mhm.
you can't sit there and say, oh yeah, this is haunted. Oh no, this is not haunted. Well, what did you do when you went in besides, you know, telling the spirit to throw something? Like, did you go in and look at the wiring? Did you go in and bounce flashlights off of reflective surfaces to see if you can replicate something that either the client saw or you saw? Did you look for things that could be messing with camera batteries, that could be, letting off, noises that maybe us, as humans, we're
Right.
sensitive to it, but can't actually hear it? There are so many different things that, can factor into a haunting. And,
And it's kind of a good idea to bring Miss Scooby Doo over there into things because,
yep,
she can see and hear stuff that we
we
can't.
can't, exactly. And it's like, and that's the thing, though, that's really what gets me going, is when people say, well, you're pagan. Well, what does my religious beliefs have to do with paranormal investigation?
Doesn't doesn't have to do a damn thing with
No.
it because it's going to happen for anybody and everybody.
Doesn't matter who you are, it's going to
In
happen.
every religion across the world, there
Yep.
are, you know, resources that say there's spiritual action
Yep.
and the spirit world is there regardless of what you believe. Don't
Exactly.
matter if you believe in the flying spaghetti monster, the spirit world is still there.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's one of the things that I try to tell people, because when they come in and they say, oh, well, I hear that you're doing it, this way, but as a pagan, wouldn't you be doing seances and stuff like that? And it's like, listen, that's not scientific. We're going in trying to help people. We're going in trying to explain things to people. We're not going in to freak them out. And once you bring seances and stuff like that into stuff like this, that's when you're going to lose them.
Right.
And it's like, it's that is what these shows have shown. That reaction that people give when they say, oh, well, aren't you doing seances? Aren't you doing this? Aren't you doing that? Aren't you bringing sage and waving it around in people's faces?
No.
No. No, we're going in and we're doing a legitimate investigation. We're trying to find a scientific reason for everything. And if
And I
we
hate to
come
tell
out
you,
believing otherwise, then we did our job.
And like, even if we had the necessity to bring in Sage to wave around, should something go wrong or go negatively or harmfully.
And we will. I'm saying
There
we'll have
are
a little kit.
a number of ethnicities, and I'm not saying, and not even just religions, but people of different ethnicities that use sage as a way of cleansing. So don't even play with me.
There are so many religions that have some sort of incense as a cleansing thing.
Yeah,
Myrrh, frankincense, and myrrh. Catholic
yep.
religion. There you go. There's, that's supposed to be a cleansing kind of thing.
But at the same time, the Egyptians used the same herbs to mummify.
Yep, yep, yep.
So,
And it's and that's the thing. It's like I hate it when people bring in religious beliefs, and it's like just because we're pagan doesn't mean that we can't do things a different way.
nope.
That's kind of insulting. It's like, wow, you know so little about paganism that you really think that every little thing we're gonna jump and say, oh, that's a spirit. But then that also goes to show the stigma around paganism. And
Yep.
hopefully we can change that stigma. Hopefully we can bring about something different, and
Yep.
show people that
It's not we're not going in with the mindset of pagan. We're going in with the mindset of
we want to help.
um scientific thesis.
Yeah. We
What
we want to go in and we want to
what could
find
this
real
be?
answers.
What could this be? Instead of you seem to think it's a spirit.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a spirit, but what else could it be?
Yeah. And the thing is all of us the other night, I feel like we all worked in unison.
Yep.
And that was awesome because when what do they say, when the hearts are beating as one, um does stuff happen. I can't remember the full saying, but I think you get the gist. And
Yes.
our hearts were all beating as one that night. It was just remarkable to see how well, we all meshed. And we have, where Avalon is a lot more sensitive. Like you and me
Yes.
are sensitive, but Avalon can blast us both out of the water as far as sensitivity to stuff like that.
Well,
And
that's the thing. That was the thing that night is that Stuff was not talking to her, but was like, stay
yeah,
for you and me.
yeah. And it's like that, but that's the thing. That's what makes our little group so well diverse. You know, we we all have the same kind of spirituality, religious beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
but we all also have our own ways of looking at things, and
For
that
sure.
way really came out during that live investigation. And it was, it was nice to see how everything actually meshed.
Yep.
How everything worked together as one to achieve the same goal. And, part of the reason that I think you and I wound up going down in the basement is because Avalon had said she picked up something down there. And
Um,
so,
we ended up going in the basement because Avalon doesn't like basements.
oh, that's right. She was saying she picked up something in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
but she couldn't see anything. Okay, yep,
And then
yep, yep. No,
and
you're
then
right.
I went up in the bathroom and started playing with the EMF detector.
Yep, yep. And then the next thing I know,
And
I'm
it
getting a
was
call on the walkie talkie to come fly upstairs for the
yep,
camera to
because
die.
it was going off like crazy, like
Mm-hmm.
it was in the doorway.
I think that's right around the time, too, that the camera stopped.
Yep.
Yep. So go figure, the good part that, probably had everybody standing on edge, go record it because,
Well,
Verizon.
something said, "Ha," and then it stopped, and then it stopped. Like it was. if it had been like wiring or something electrical, it would have been a constant
Yeah.
setting off the EMF. It was in the doorway and then it
And
stopped.
and this is the other thing too. Like if anybody saw how me and you were reacting in the basement, the one thing that I hope people saw is when we were getting spikes on the EMF, we
Mm-hmm.
were bringing it to all of the electrical panels that we saw, and we were showing the readings on each individual panel. And
Yep.
then we brought it close to my cell phone, and it went off, and we showed them that. And then we
Yep.
showed them how we separated the two so that they weren't in, close enough proximity that it'll set off the EMF detector. Now that is key when you're doing when you're doing any type of research like this, any type of investigation. You need to make sure that you understand that that EMF detector can go off even if you have something as simple as a computer mouse sitting within
Yep.
X amount of inches away from it. So you
Yes.
need to be able to split them apart enough that you're going to get a baseline zero and know that if you are getting a reading, that that's exactly what it is, that it's not something, normal. um, because you want to obviously get baselines for electrical boxes, for plugs, for, any kind of electronical, device, anything. You want to make
For
sure you get
sure.
baseline for it, because if you do not get baseline and you start just going right in with the investigation, you're going to think that every little spike is something, where it
Yep.
could be you just walked by a VCR, or no, not a VCR, you just walked by a,
DVD player,
yeah, or
a television, something,
one of
anything.
those new boxes that a few of the television companies are putting out, where it's not wired through like coax, it goes through
Mm-hmm.
the internet.
Yep. It goes through the Wi-Fi.
And when you have boxes like that, if you're within, I think, like 2 or 3 feet of it, it'll set off the EMF detector. And so, like, those are all important things that you need to know, as you're doing, because, like, what you did is you went into the other side of the basement. So I did that long hallway, and we went down and we got the baseline there, but then you went and you did the other side of the basement and got the baseline there. And it's like, I want to stress to people that what you're not seeing there, um, what you're not seeing is us getting those baselines. You saw it briefly in that hallway, but what you didn't see is we did that in other areas of the house too. And that's just for our own knowledge, so that we know, okay, in this area the EMF detector is spiking because there's a TV in this corner, or there's an outlet in this corner, or there's a higher powered voltage, line up in the ceiling, or something, as trivial as that could set it off. And that's
Yep.
why when you were talking about the EMF detector going off inside the center of the
Basement.
basement, the reason that that was so significant is because you got that baseline first. So
Yep.
you
I
saw that,
that was
yep,
Yep, that was something I did all throughout the basement. I was going along the walls and over the electrical
yep,
boxes and
yep. And that goes for, we didn't do it this time, but we probably will wind up doing it more. Well,
yep.
no, we will wind up doing it more, but what we also will do is we'll go in and we'll shine flashlights in different areas to get baselines of um, how light is being affected in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And a good way to do that is to sometimes go outside, and it sounds so like backwards, but if you go outside and you shine a light into a room, if it hits a certain surface the right way, it can actually give a distorted image, which could translate to you seeing figures, shadows, orbs, um, all just based off of the light hit a reflective surface just the right way. And so that's another thing that you guys will probably see us do a little of. Um, but because a lot of that stuff is, boring, we tend not to show it on camera.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, no,
Yep.
it's like baselines on everything, sound, EMF, lighting, everything. We do baselines for. So, but yeah, that was a fun night
It was.
until the internet
Until
decided.
stuff started not to work.
And I'm almost wondering because of how active everything was in the basement.
It it could have been that.
I thought of it and I'm like, no, maybe. It
Well,
took,
you also have to figure what the basement is. The basement is concrete walls.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is, though, okay, this is really what got me. So you know how we were in that little corridor in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and we had
See, see, I
perfect
thought for sure.
service.
See, I thought for sure that little door, that little door out into that creepy little area, you're gonna get all kinds of like action out there, right? Nope.
Nothing, nothing.
Nope, not a dang thing.
Yeah, and but that's what I was getting at though, is that was the furthest away from everything, and yet we didn't have a problem with the camera. We didn't have a problem with anything cutting out, and then we transitioned into the center of the basement, and now all of a sudden we're having internet issues.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, huh?
It is so weird. Like, it's just crazy how crap happens like that.
Yeah, but this is also us, and we kind of have a habit of attracting some of the wrong things.
Of attracting wrong things.
Yeah. uh, yeah. We don't talk
What
about
would you
that.
like to do? What would you like to do? Lick a leprechaun? Get our luck up?
There's a lot that I will do to get our luck up. You bring
Gonna
that
lick a
leprechaun to
leprechaun?
me and tell him all bets are off.
All bets are off,
All
buddy. You're
bets are
getting
off.
licked.
Everything. What do I have to do to make you happy to give me some luck? Oh God, that's gross. Just thinking about that.
Licking a leprechaun?
Yeah, because they're weird.
If
Have you seen a picture of a leprechaun? They got warts on their face. Who wants that? At least I think they do. In the pictures that I've seen, they do. But anyway, so
it was an interesting situation. Like, it'll be worth going back to see, what else we can get. We'll just
yeah,
have to have a different plan, like get in there early, set stuff up, order dinner, and then start stuff. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
because we were definitely rushing, and I think that was because we started so late. We had to
Yeah.
wait for my car to get done getting the stupid brakes done, and it was a whole like it was just one thing after another that kept pushing us our time frame back. And originally we were supposed to be at the house at 5 6. We were supposed to be at the house at 6. But then we
Well, you
didn't
didn't end
wind
up.
up
We didn't
leaving
end up leaving till
until,
6.
yeah, and it took an hour to get there, and then I think we hit like a little bit of traffic. And
A
it's
little
like,
bit, not too bad though.
no, I was surprised. I was surprised that we didn't. And it was definitely a trip and a half though, because I was like, oh my God, everything that's going wrong is going wrong. And so
Well, like I said, when we go again on Tuesday,
we're
we're
gonna
just
need to
gonna
be
have
there at
to.
5:30. Like we're gonna need to be at the house at 5:30 because I want
Yeah.
time to be able to methodically go through, set up the cameras where we want them to be.
We could
Um,
even realistically leave here at like 3,
yeah, we could if we wanted.
just to I think it would be a good idea just to like, we'll have everything set up. We'll be able to sit and relax a little bit, and then,
Kind of go from there. Yeah,
yep.
that'd be good. That would be nice. Especially, when in investigations, like they take a lot out of you. Um, and it's not just the spiritual. It's not just
Just
the
getting
the
your ass up and
spirits.
down them stairs.
Oh my god, and my ass flew up those stairs when you guys said that something was up, and I was like, oh, my ass has not run that fast in longer than I want to tell. Just all of a sudden they hear bop 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 bop. And here it comes. But anyway, I think that concludes tonight.
Sounds good to me.
That concludes tonight. So we will be in touch. I know that we're gonna be talking. Well, I'll be putting some stuff out on Facebook to let people know when we're gonna be live again for the investigation, and then we'll
Are you going
kind
to do
of.
that live again?
Yeah, I think so. I think I want to, unless you want to do it differently. But I figured,
No, I think that was cool.
yeah, and the
We'll be ready this time. I mean,
yeah.
like I said, we have a better plan this time.
Oh yeah, and like last time, we had so many things going on at once. It was so stupid for me to try to even have us do the investigation that day. I should have had us do it the next day. Um, but at that point, I had already had it scheduled. We had already told people that we were doing it on Thursday, so I'm like, we can't disappoint them again. So we just did it anyway. But I'm saying it worked for an hour and 20 minutes. I think it worked for us, so I guess I can't complain too bad. We did put on a good show. So that's what's important, right? So, but anyway, I shall see you all hopefully Tuesday. I will let everybody know Tuesday. And we will see you guys definitely next Saturday at 6:30. Alrighty, madam, you ready to go? Did you mute yourself? I think you muted yourself. I will say goodbye for you. So, all of you have a wonderful night, and we will see you all Saturday at 6:30 as a definite, and there is a chance that we will be doing another live stream investigation. I want to say Tuesday, probably at 7:30, the same as it was last week. So we will see you all again soon, and you all have a great evening.